So apparently Jamaica, I looked at Bradley Avenue today at the press conference that Mark Golding, Dayton Campbell, Julian Robinson, and Damian Crawford spoke. Personally, had it been me, I wouldn't have kept the press conference today. Why I wouldn't have kept the press conference, Jamaica? Because the entire press conference got drowned out by everything that was happening at Jamaica House. So I would have used the window of opportunity to keep the press conference tomorrow. That being said, I would have not just only spoken about the issues of the economics, but I will also have taken on the issue of geopolitics and the positioning of the government with the US, etc. That would have been my position. But the PNP decided to go ahead with their press conference. Now, Bradley Avenue asked a question. Listen to how Damian responded to them. Listen to this, Jamaica.
Siobhan Campbell, Nationwide News. Just two questions to, I believe it was Damien who brought up the matter of the school feeding program, so I suppose I'll be putting that to you. Has the costing for that, I noticed you used the unit cost for food, you said $480 to feed an individual. Does that factor in the logistics and administrative costs as well? And further, why not simply just expand the PATH program school feeding rather than create an entirely new initiative to save the potential administrative and other costs attached?
All right. We haven't seen how this our new system. However, current $180 per meal considered all costs including transportation. I don't believe each school is growing in flour or rice. So by extension, it would consider all of those costs. So what we have done, first of all, is to increase the number of persons that benefit exponentially. I think a reasonable question is, why is the Ministry of Education currently not feeding the 400,000 that the Minister of Finance suggests are in need? The second reality is that we have exponentially increased the number of children that are going to benefit. And we will create all the necessary steps and programs that will make it be the most efficient and the least thievery. We know, as a matter of reminder to the nation, that the government of Jamaica had many who participated in the robbery of nutritional products, which is the school feeding program for our children. So what we have seen, first of all, is discrimination, where PATH program children are being put in a different line, having a different food, and feeling as if they are inadequate as people. We'll end that with immediate effect by having a nutritious meal of the same type to all our children that are going to be available. So is it going to be an expansion of this current strategy? We'll have to review all the systems that they have in place. We may have a different strategy. What we know is that it will be better, it will be further, and it will be more inefficient and much more nutritious. I can guarantee that as well.
Efficient.
100% more efficient.
More inefficient. Yeah,
more efficient, more effective, more nutritious, more children, and more value. Thank you very much.
And then to you, Mr. Golding,
They spend more time trying to analyze the school feeding program that the opposition projects. But if you realize, Jamaica, these people don't want the children to be fed. These people don't want the children to be fed. And Bradley Avenue is doing more to, I've never realized or I've never seen a balance in how Bradley Avenue deals with carrying the news for the opposition. You ever realize, Jamaica, the government has always had high praises from Bradley Avenue. But when the opposition put forward a progressive agenda or a progressive policy, it's always an issue. They don't have no plan. It's not progressive. Listen to what the opposition said. Presently it costs $280 per day, which is insufficient for a child to be fed. The opposition said they're going to carry it to $400 a day. There is a number of days in the school year, 190 days. The percentage of children needing meal is about 56%. So Jamaica, 56% of the children who are going to school not eating. 56% of the children who are going to school are not eating. Damian Crawford and Mark Golding said, let us change that reality, because if they are eating, then they'll be able to perform. And if they are able to perform, they'll be able to sustain. And if they are able to sustain, they'll be able to pass. But they don't want the children to pass. They want the children to become enablers of dependence. $246,400 children in this country need a meal. The total cost of the proposal is $18.7 billion. Haven't they spent that on many unaccounted things in this country? Look how much they have done, Jamaica, and your children are not better off. I would prefer, listen to my argument, I would prefer Jamaica feeding a nation of children than having multiple projects that have overruns. You know why? Because any country that develop the human capital of its people will be better off than where they are today. But they prefer to provide for them friends and them cronies and give them friend import license and give them friend contract for road and this and that. And the people in this country are worse off. Too much now, Jamaica. Listen to how Dayton Campbell dealt with Nationwide today. Listen to how Dayton dealt with Nationwide today. Listen to them, Jamaica.
And just before you go, I'm wondering if Nationwide would ask the Prime Minister how is it that he can explain how other people got riches, but he's unable to explain his own riches according to the Integrity Commission. After 9 years in office, and only 18% of our students passing 5 subjects to include math and English, we now hear the government talking about choosing Jamaica. After 9 years in office and 55% of the population unable to feed themselves properly, they're now speaking about choosing Jamaica. After 9 years in office and 70% increase in the import bill of food items into the country, they're now speaking about choosing Jamaica. After 9 years in office and giving themselves 300% and offering impecunious returns to the minimum wage earners, they are now speaking about choosing Jamaica. Well, the people of Jamaica have decided that they are choosing change. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon.
The people of Jamaica are deciding to choose change. And I've said it before, you know. If you choose Jamaica, you must reject wholeness. And I'm going to remind you tonight. If you are choosing Jamaica, you must reject cronyism and anancyism in this country. If you choose Jamaica, you must reject them. You know what is very unconscionable? I hear the Prime Minister telling builders and developers that they must have conscience in the pricing of housing in this country. You are prime minister for almost 10 years now. And it's now you're going to look at the economic exploiters in the country to tell them that they must have conscience. You could have done it 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, Courtney, 24, 25. I know you just a look. I want Jamaica to hear what the man say. Play and producer make Jamaica hear what the wicked man say.
I'm appealing to the developers, keep the prices as they are. We have managed to keep inflation down. Come on, man. Have some conscience.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness was speaking at the opening of the Nitram of Waterloo that boasts as a luxury apartment complex in St. Andrew on Tuesday. While these housing solutions are not exactly targeting low and middle income earners, going for an average of $36 million for one bedroom and $49 million for two, there are theories that potential homeowners will continue to claw at the few affordable housing solutions. This despite the announcement that effective July 1, contributors of the National Housing Trust can borrow up to $9 million.
What we have found is that there is a mismatch between incomes and the price of housing. And what we have been doing through the NHT is to consistently increase keep the prices as they are. We have managed to keep inflation down. Come on, man. Have some conscience.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness was speaking at the opening of the Nitram of Waterloo that boasts as a luxury apartment complex in St. Andrew on Tuesday. While these housing solutions are not exactly targeting low and middle income earners, going for an average of $36 million for one bedroom and $49 million for two, there are theories that potential homeowners will continue to claw at the few affordable housing solutions. This despite the announcement that effective July 1, contributors of the National Housing Trust can borrow up to $9 million.
What we have found is that there is a mismatch between incomes and the price of housing. And what we have been doing through the NHT is to consistently increase middle and upper. What we need to do is develop a cadre of housing developers who can focus on building low-income housing in mass. So instead of doing 1,000 or 2,000, we need 10,000 at a time.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
He went to his Capanari's friend selling house, one bedroom for 30 million, two bedroom for 42 million Jamaica.
49.
Or 49 million.
One for 38. You go walk me.
And then after that, him go and say to him economic exploiters, have a conscience. Are you telling your old wife to have a conscience with her $800 million apartment? Are you telling your wife to have a conscience with fear $800 million apartment? Is your wife telling her friend we are front business? The one in a St. Thomas, we are front business allegedly for your wife. We are running a campaign now. You know about the St. Thomas development? You tell the one we are run in a St. Thomas, where your wife very good friend. Only hear what me say today. St. Thomas, Jamaica. Your friend, your wife very good friend at St. Thomas. And where the development name got Son what? Son Course. Can't talk to the wife and want to tell people.
Yeah.
But you know what is ironic about this, Jamaica? He got cut the ribbon.
Wicked enough.
Cut the ribbon, Jamaica. He cut the ribbon. cut the ribbon.
Cut the ribbon.
And he promised you 70,000 houses. He promised you, Jamaica, 70,000 houses. And when come with camera every week, I give people house.
1 hour.
1 house and 2 house and talk about that housing development.
They tell him I take it.
What can go so?
When he done, him going to take it back Jamaica. And your picnic can't own the piece of house. And then he go on like is him do the biggest and grandeur things in this country. This man is a con man and he must be rejected. How many of you tonight on this live can own one of that a 1-bedroom apartment? How many of you out of the 9,000 that are here tonight on YouTube can own one of those apartments? How many of you on TikTok can own that $30 million apartment? How many of you teachers have they made better off in this country? How many of you firefighters and soldiers and policemen have been better off under his watch for the 9 years? Teachers, only not time to live as pauper under his regime. Firefighters and soldiers, only not tired to live as paupers under his regime. Farmers, only not tired to live as paupers under his regime. I'm asking again. Farmers. You remember how farmers used to have them little money stashed off?
Yeah.
You remember how farmers used to was dignified? You know how much farmers used to make money in this country? Civil servants. You know how much police have... Yeah, as they talk about police, Courtney. Then catch 2 a sentence yesterday, you know. I cannot... Listen to the way I'm going to tell you now. Okay. This is the police are hustling to the point where a man was training a child to drive, a youth to drive. The police came and saw what was happening. And the police said, this is illegal. But the police accosted the child and said the parents have to come for the child. But the parents have to pay. Forget the child so that no charges no depend the picnic and the man. Hear the bangarang now. The mother then call the mother and the mother say, hey, Lord God. The police call the mother Jamaica.
Madam.
And tell the mother say she need to carry her money.
X amount.
Yes.
Just to say yes.
So the mother say, all right, me no want nothing to do. I no want to charge for me picnic. The police said 20,000. She said she not have 20,000. She have 10,000. She have 10,000. The police said carry come. Carry come.
Friend can share it.
It's a woman and a man police, you know.
Yeah.
So the woman now decide say she a go call somebody where she know. And the person said to her, say, take a picture with the screen, with the serial number for the money. Yeah. The woman take the picture, Lord God. Police, you know, in this country. So, by time the woman figure me, she called the friend and the police, them swarm down. Pandem. Calm down, pandem. You know what people they hustle for the day? Almost 300,000.
In a possession.
In a them possession. Almost.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
You heard what I said? Almost 300,000. So the inspector go through and say, where the money there? Here the police boy to the man. If I never wanting to slap out your head in front of the rest of police.
Yes, sir.
This is the level of cruelty.
What can go so?
Slap out him head.
This is the level of cruelty in this country.
An inspector tell that.
You heard what I said? This is the level of skulduggery in this country. So police, if only did I get a decent livable wage and a decent vehicle and a decent house, many of you in the force smart golding and the PNP say they will give you a deposit to get your own home. Them leveler, hey, imagine police, a can Jamaican people. And you know the funny part of it? Yesterday is what, Courtney? The 26th. So yesterday them get paid the 25th. And you're going to tell me even on them pay day, them are can people.
Help, help, help. We hear the
We need your divine intervention.
And I am sick. Right there in St. and it happened, you know. Right there in St. and it happened. And I am saying to you all tonight, police and soldier, you're not tired for beg. You're not tired. The amount of soldiers I interact with, and the first thing them said, boy, my general, beg your money, no? Police, yo, Dre, you can't lend me 115 or 110,000. Ask if I lie, me I tell. Every police and soldier, you know, them never have always in this situation. And it has become worse over the last 9 years. It has become worse over the last 9 years. Tell me if it's like me they tell. But Jamaica, I'm glad the entire nation is now watching me, you know. You know why? I'm glad the entire nation is watching me tonight. Because somebody said, no, Andre, we got paid from last week, end of the financial year. All right, I stand corrected.
Done.
Somebody said, Andre, police and soldiers are the most indebted among microloan companies. Them say the soldier and the police, them mash up JN loan business. Till JN loan business have to go mash up.
Now pay it back.
Yeah, hear what I said? You will let the loan business ask them up at JN loan business. It's true. Them say right now, JN, once you say a police and soldier, JN not give the loan.
That look good. Nah, give up.
You heard what I said tonight, Jamaica? That is how bad this government has made it for the police, soldiers, teachers, and nurses.